Let's consider the staggering physical scale of a full-grown tree. They are the heaviest living monoliths on Earth, towering up to 25 stories into the sky, constructed entirely out of dense, solid wood. To put that into perspective, the most massive trees weigh in at almost 2,000 tons. That is the physical equivalent of 10 adult blue whales stacked together. But if you build a physical structure of that size by consuming resources from the ground beneath it, you have to displace a massive amount of dirt and rock. A living organism eating its surroundings to build 2,000 tons of mass should leave a colossal void in the earth. Yet ancient forests do not sit on the edges of massive craters. In fact, if you look underground, tree roots are surprisingly shallow, barely scraping the surface of the topsoil. The immense weight of the timber does not come from the dirt at all. These giant structures are quite literally conjuring their mass out of thin air. A tree functions as a biological phantom, an organism that materializes solid weight by pulling invisible gas from the sky. That sky holds carbon dioxide, the essential building block for wood. But the atmosphere holds a remarkably low concentration of CO2, roughly 0.04%. To forge a single ton of solid carbon, a tree has to process a staggering volume of air, about 5 million cubic meters. To filter that much air, the tree's canopy operates as a sprawling biological industrial park, meticulously designed to trawl the wind and capture rare carbon molecules. The actual extraction happens deep inside the leaves. Beneath a transparent top layer of protective skin, the leaf is packed with dense rows of factory cells. These cells use sunlight to split water and forge carbon into sugars. This generates heat. On the underside, tiny mouths called stomata open and close, sweating out water to vent the heat away. When you multiply that process across a forest of billions of trees, the sheer volume of sweated vapor creates dense, invisible mists above the canopy. This moisture literally seeds new clouds and terraforms the regional climate, creating massive weather cycles. The visible half of the tree operates as an aggressive atmosphere mining megalopolis, building solid architecture out of the wind while simultaneously engineering the weather around it. But the sky only provides carbon. To build complex biological machinery like DNA and proteins, the tree desperately needs rare earth materials, specifically phosphorus and nitrogen, and those are locked away deep underground. We usually picture roots as a perfect mirrored reflection of the canopy above. The reality is more chaotic. The root system is a creeping, tangled, shallow mat, fighting through a dark maze of dirt and rival plants. To navigate this subterranean maze, the tree relies on a specialized sensor at the very tip of each root, called the root cap. This command center contains tiny cells where dense biological particles physically sink under the force of gravity, constantly guiding the root downward. When these sensors detect solid bedrock in their path, the roots go on the offensive. They wedge themselves into microscopic crevices and gorge on water. Acting like tiny hydraulic jacks, they swell to shatter solid stone. Once the rock is fractured, the root follows up with a targeted chemical assault. It releases a precise mixture of acids that seep into the broken stone, dissolving chemical bonds to rip out the locked-away phosphorus and nitrogen inside. Yet for all this brutal mining power, the tree faces a microscopic wall. Its physical roots are simply too thick to penetrate the smallest spaces between the finest grains of soil. To cross this final gap, trees entered into an ancient trade alliance with underground fungi. These fungi produce microscopic, kilometer-long threads that easily slip into unreachable spaces. They harvest the buried minerals and pass them to the roots, in exchange for sugars manufactured high up in the canopy. Far from passive anchors, the root system is a brutal, intelligent mining operation that physically crushes the earth and relies entirely on a billion-year-old fungal pact to survive. The density of this hidden subterranean world is hard to wrap your head around. A single cubic meter of healthy forest soil contains kilometers of fine tree roots, seamlessly woven into hundreds of kilometers of fungal threads. Viewed as a single connected system, the tree operates as an active, hyper-complex biological bridge, continually pumping resources between the atmosphere and the deep earth. These integrated networks form the foundational architecture of our planet, capturing carbon and mining the minerals that make all other complex ecosystems and our own lives possible. The silent forests we walk through are secretly ancient, breathing empires, relentlessly mining the sky above and slowly crushing the earth beneath our feet. To discover more hidden truths about the incredible biological machines shaping our planet, make sure to subscribe to Ancient World Unveiled.